Greetings and salutations, Earthlings. Are you fucking kidding me? Hold on. Oh, good. That's spam. And we're going to turn the volume down. Anyway, I don't know how to edit. So that's staying in, but this is fucking perfect. It's perfect, actually. Because I had a message coming into this reading. So anyway, I don't know where I left off before we were so rudely interrupted by my phone by a spammer. I'm Zube. I'm going to be doing a general reading, astrology, and tarot are what I do. This is going to be a tarot reading. Whatever. I'm messy. Sometimes I'm messy. Anyway, if you're interested in personal reading, my information is down below. I like to meditate and bring a message into my readings. And the message I got while I was meditating today, and this was kind of for me, but I'm going to share it. It was meant to be carried over into the reading. It never ends. It never fucking ends. Like, that's just what it was. It never ends. All of everything never end, right? And so when I was meditating, it was like it never fucking ends. And then as I kind of started to sink into that, I was like, it never ends. There's something that happens to me when I'm meditating, and I don't get hung up on having to do it right or, whatever. And I'm sure that like monks would criticize my Buddhism or my meditation practice, but and I can even do it right now. Like when I sink back, I just feel God. I don't know how else to explain that. And I didn't get there right away when I started meditating, but my plant's moving. I'm pretty sure there's a cat making that happen. Anyway, and I was just like, it never ends. And I got to like the real part of what never ends. And I stopped looking at the never ending bullshit outside of me. And I like surrendered into, I fell forward into that it never ending. And so the reason that this was coming up for me is because I've been going through this cycle where I'm like, okay, I'm going to get out ahead of all this stuff, and I'm going to do all the things and all the anticipated things until everything is done, and then I can just sit and be. And every fucking time I do that, there's a ton of shit that pops up as soon as I think I've done all the things that need to be done. And I feel like this is spirit kind of playing tricks on me. So I don't like this color light. Where I think that's better. Where like the point isn't for us to like just get stuff done and over with. We're here to like live a life. And I'm going to keep posting these damn videos that I don't like, that don't go right or are messy or whatever. I'm just going to keep doing it because whatever. This is my authentic practice process. We're all in this together, and I bet you yours looks messy sometimes too. But anyway, it never ends. None of it. Not the bullshit, but not also like the light within. We don't end. Even when we die, we don't end. It just keeps going on and on and on. And you can fight that and try to like rage against it, or you can just fucking go with it. And guess what? That never ending bullshit is always going to be there. So don't make yourself crazy like I do, trying to get out ahead of it. Just Get with this never-ending shit, because this never-ending shit feels good. God's there. And that's what I'm talking about. So anyway, it never fucking ends. Shut the front door. I'm telling you, tarot is crazy. Like it even blows me away. So these two cards came out just like this. Okay. We have, this is internal. This is the King of Swords. This is mastery, like, mental mastery, quieting our mind, being a person of few words, but when you speak, you're listened to. It's listening intently. It's being logical. It's being balanced. It's being fair-minded. And then what's on the outside, right? This is also Archangel Michael. He's got a sword. I mean, this is the inner warrior, but the swords are air energy. That's mental. That's our mind. And in front of him is this like wild horseman. It's the knight. This is probably my least favorite card in the whole deck. I like hold a grudge against the Knight of Swords a little bit because he's kind of a dick. But it's that quick mind, that it's fast paced, it's quick moving, the swords cut, and he's just sitting here in his throne, mastering his mind. But the fact that they came out like that when I was talking about my meditation practice process earlier today, and with like all of the things that are like out here, and then when I drew it in here, I came to that place of peace, and that's literally what this is saying. So there's something here about like it's always gonna fucking be there, whatever it is and if it's not exactly what you're worrying about right now, it's gonna be something else. I have stuff now that I wanted before, and now I want different stuff. That was another thing I was thinking about. I'm like, it's like always, that's kind of the human condition. So, but when I sit and I be with me and my invisibles, whatever teammates I'm hanging out with at the time, or God, then it's like, then things are okay. I get to pause and be okay. All right, what's in the God spot? What does God say about what's going on down here? Stop it with this. Really? What's this? It's karma, things coming into balance, karmic justice. We have three characters here holding swords, but justice is up to divine justice. This up here is the God spot. It's the divine. It's the higher perspective. What is the universe or the Tao creating for us? And it's like all we have to do is kind of get ourselves composed and with our thoughts, and be cool with our thoughts, and logical and discerning, while all of this goes on around us, outside of us, activity, phone calls coming in right when you're starting off trying to do something, the Page of Cups, and that's unconditional love, offering a loving or a kind word, offering someone a gift. I wasn't really asking a question when I pulled that, but it's just kind of like, okay, in summation, so it's up to us to love. I feel like this is loving ourselves through this noisy process that we're in. One of these. These. And one of these. So these are going to be advice cards, kind of. What do we do moving forward? We've got that, but I think we just have to like dive head first into it never fucking ends. And it's kind of like that meme I've seen before where there's the really sad looking cartoon character and it's going, nobody gives a shit. And then there's a really happy cartoon character and it goes, nobody gives a shit. That's how I'm looking at it never fucking ends. So what do we do in this never endedness? But if we're trying to imagination, if we're trying to if like execute justice on our own, I think that's going to be an order that comes from above. We need to let that go. Like we are trying to mete out justice or anything like that. I think that that's the never ending thing. It's always tit for tat for tit for tat for tit for tat. And then it's like, you know what? It's above my pay grade. Imagination, conjure, dream, create. So what we can do is energetically create, energetically and in our imagination, in our heart. And that's the meditation process as well. And I'm trying, like, let me pull one more. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Like, what am I trying to say here? My camera all fucked up. Like, I made 4 phone calls and I was like, cool, sweet. I got all that shit done. And then like I got out ahead of stuff. And then 2 phone calls came in that I wasn't expecting. So like I never got that done, accomplished feeling that I wanted to have because then something else came along. And I had been putting off like meditation and stuff like that. And then that's where like you should never put off meditation or contemplation or your quiet time or whatever. So I wrote a big long pissing and moaning journal entry, which felt great. That felt really good. And it's like, you know what? Just quit racing around. Quit being this guy. Because it just ends up looking careless. Face your fears. Release the power of fear. What I feel like with this one is that we're afraid of letting go of control, of not making things happen. Like, how fun is that? Making things happen. It's a strain, it's a drain. Star seeds. That one floated up. All right. The blue flame. Spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. Looks like a being kind of walking through a portal here. It looks like a person, honestly. Let's see. Many people glamorize the awakening process. However, in reality, it's much messier and more difficult than most of us believe. Like this reading. Actually, I'm pretty well aware this reading is messy. We must first let go of what we think we know for sure and how we make sense of the world. This isn't easy. The awakening process, even when it's spontaneous, takes a considerable amount of time to integrate, and awakening without integration can leave us feeling very ungrounded. If you're in the midst of an awakening, the process never ends. Wow. Treat this time as deeply sacred and give yourself ample space to ground and integrate the extreme changes you're going through. So look, it never ends. That's what I call a bookend reading. And those are amazing to me when it starts off with the same thing and ends up at the same thing. So I'm going to tell you this. I think that this falling into it never ends is that integration process. And maybe we're going through a portal or whatever. I don't, whatever it is that you believe. But there is something that we've just got to slow down and fucking integrate. And doesn't matter what's flying around outside of us, that shit will never stop. But if we can remember that we never stop, and if we can fall into that sweet spot for a little bit, we can catch our breath and go back in the other endless bullshit. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. I don't know if I did any of that right, but I really appreciate you all. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Feel free to like and subscribe. Peace. Namaste.